you, but watching that video made me tear up, and it's incredible. Really incredible. I'm going to share with you a story of tragedy, preservation. So we're really going to enjoy this time together. But I joined the Marine Corps in 2012 at the age of 19. And after a short stint, I had a spinal cord injury at T11 due to a fall, about 15 feet. They immediately rushed me to surgery, but afterward, about 2 weeks, I had a major infection, so they had to do another surgery. About a year and a half afterward, I had another surgery for a second spinal cord injury, and then a week later, another infection. So 4 back surgeries in about a year and a half. I know I'm a lucky guy. So it was a very hard time in my life, but I actually managed to start walking again. I was lucky with that. From there, I was young, about 21, and I decided to join the security industry doing protection for C-suite executives, celebrities, and politicians. Went out to a 28-day training course in Colorado, even after all of that. I wanted to get back in whatever way I could. So I did that, and I moved to Austin, Texas from Minnesota. And I started my own business, The Gray Group, in 2018. And there I had a celebrity client who owned a brewery where I met my beautiful wife, Kelsey. My company, The Gray Group, we provided protection, intelligence, and investigation services. But the highlight of my career was, I don't know why this happened, but I had the honor of helping victims of human trafficking. It fell in my lap, and I was not trained for this, but I feel God put them in my path to help as best as I could. And it was truly an honor. After falling in love with Kelsey, I decided to leave Austin, leave my parents, to go to Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. I knew nothing about Georgia. Still don't know anything about it. But even before I proposed to Kelsey, her parents welcomed me in their home for 6 months to live there as I tried to get on my feet. Again, I didn't even propose yet, and they just knew it was going to happen. They're wonderful people, and they have hearts of gold. In 2020, I got COVID, and it woke up a disease called adhesive arachniditis. I guarantee none of you have heard of it. It's very rare. I immediately went from an unsteady gait to a cane, to a walker, and then a wheelchair full time. It comes with many different symptoms, such as migraines, vertigo, and the worst one is the extreme pain. Not long after getting that, I had pneumonia and E. coli at the same time. Again, like I said, lucky person. So I went to the hospital, and it took about 6 months to even start to get that pain to calm down a little bit. I was bedbound for about a year and a half, and it was such excruciating pain that even the smallest movement I was screaming pain for hours. To the point where Kelsey and her parents would just have to hold me, rub my back, whatever, just to try to get me to calm down. In that time, because I was so bored, I spent probably $200 on seasons of Pawn Stars. Kelsey came in and go, our bill shows that you spent about $200 on Pawn Stars. What are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I was very bored. However, I got a spinal cord stimulator, which is an implant they put on my spine that reduces pain through frequencies. And it got me out of bed, and I hit the ground rolling. The pain didn't slow down, but it did help a little bit. From there, I think I went a little too reckless. I started surfing, skiing, and then now scuba diving. I got so reckless that Kelsey had to sit me down and go, you need to slow down. Finding support in medical intervention with a disability, especially a rare one, is very difficult, as most of these recipients here know. But with perseverance and constant work, I found several nonprofits that took me on adventures. They helped me realize that I get to choose what my new life, my new normal, will look like. I get to design my future. The one charity that stood out amongst all of them was the one we are here to celebrate tonight. It all starts with scuba school. They get you in the pool and you start training, learning how to be naturally buoyant and learning to breathe, which that breathing itself helps you calm down. Dive Pirates covered the entire cost of my gear and training, as well as my trip to the Cayman. I had so much fun doing the pool that I knew I was going to love the ocean. As I finished my training, it was time to leave for the Cayman. I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I only had certain information that you're going to be scuba diving. However, Kelsey and I took to the sky to meet everyone in the Cayman Rock. Even before we got to Cayman, I was building relationships with other recipients. You knew the recipients because we all had bright pink shirts that you saw. It was easy to spot each other. When we arrived at the hotel in Cayman Rock, the ladies, Teresa, Helen, Susan, and Barbara were hugging us, cheering, laughing, and taking pictures with us. They have done this for 20 years, as you know, but they made us feel like we were their first group, and it was incredibly special. What I quickly found out is that this organization is a family, and we were being welcomed in. I was so comfortable that I was happy to make a fool of myself doing karaoke, dressing up in 70s rock outfits. Others were in togas, and it was a competition of who had the best costumes. These are things I don't typically do, but I didn't want to stop. My jaw continued to hurt after that week of laughing and smiling throughout that whole time. When it comes to scuba diving, you don't truly know what to expect until you do it. As I went down deeper and deeper, besides noticing the amazing colors and sea life, I felt zero pain. That is something that I have not felt in over 10 years. It was the most surreal thing I've ever felt. Not knowing what it was like to have pain, I can't remember what it's like to not live in pain. Even having the pain relief for an hour was an incredible feeling, but I didn't want it to stop. Dive Pirates knew what they were doing when they started this wonderful organization. Not only is it a fun activity, but it is therapeutic, both mentally and physically. I had Dave Dietz. Unfortunately, he can't be here, but he was my buddy, well, Tyler. After my first dive, Dave had to pull me aside and said, "You need to slow down." And I'm thinking, you're the one with the legs, but I guess people can't keep up. Sorry, Dave, for throwing you out there like that. Though I had two buddies, they let me get a real sense of life underwater. They let me be free, which is another huge thing about it. We might be confined to a chair, whatever your device is, but under there, you're free. Let me say this, donors, sponsors, your money is going to something that should be preserved for as long as possible. 40, 50, 100 years, like Barbara said. Dive Pirates is better than any recreational nonprofit organization that I've experienced, and I've experienced quite a few. I will end with this. The board, sponsors, donors, you've built something that is so incredible that it is truly hard to put into words. I can't do it justice. I am so honored to be a part of this crazy family. What amazing experience, the connections you make. I still keep in touch with many of the people that were on that trip with me. I ask you all to remember this. Many who become disabled do not know what to do with their life afterward, and they begin to fall in a very negative place. A charity like Diet Pirates can be such an important part of showing them what life can be awesome. We get to live purpose again. My goal is to help others with disabilities find this amazing nonprofit. I make it my mission on my seat of board and my chapter of the Paralyzed Veterans of America, as well as my own nonprofit, to bring more and more veterans to experience this incredible organization. It needs to be in every VA, every veteran nonprofit to know about this. I'd ask that we all raise a glass and toast to Diet Pirates and a solid R. Thank you, and happy 20th anniversary, Diet Pirates.
So well spoken, and to be able to see and feel it through his eyes, so very powerful. Thank you for that. Right now, your lovely wife is here to present you something very special, signed, a beautiful flag, signed by all of this year's recipients.
Oh.
And also a little luggage tag and keychain, so that you can keep those forever. Very special, because you are special. Thank you for that. And I love seeing your back as well.
Thank you so much.
You have so much to be proud of, and you're quite an inspiration. I can't wait for Ospreys to receive you on Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you for
I'm looking forward to it.
At this time,